So hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and guys, welcome to your other important session of economic and social issues current affairs that are there in PIB from 1st to 4th of May 2021. So guys, before proceeding, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to the channel so that you could get all the latest updates about the courses as well as the new initiatives that EduTap is providing. To get the access of the PDF, kindly subscribe to the Telegram channel, the link for which is given in the description below. So guys, if I talk about the daily exam boosters, so we are joining with you on general awareness, ESI current affairs and reports and analysis sessions on daily basis. Talking about ESI, so I will be joining with you on Wednesday and Saturday at 8 a.m. So talking about our revision masters guys, so these are Mr. Dr. Bhargavan Reddy. So he has given the important answer that I have asked in the previous question, that is about the CGT-MSc scheme. Okay, so guys, here one thing I want to share is that I want maximum of you should participate and you should do the homework that we are providing as a homework assignment. Then, guys, if I talk about today's session, so today's session I will be discussing with you the three important topics. The first one is the sustainable livelihood for tribal households in India project. The second initiative is related to SA COVID-19 emergency fund and access to COVID-19 tools accelerator. The third initiative is related to state disaster response fund. Now talking about the first news was related to a project that is by the name of Sustainable Livelihoods for Tribal Households in India. This is an initiative, an important project that has been launched by TriFed in collaboration with the Link Fund. Now, the simple question that could be asked is the Link Fund has associated with which among the following organizations of India for launching this project by the name of Sustainable Livelihoods for Tribal Households in India. Now, guys, when I talk about TriFed initiatives, when I talk about tribal initiatives, the most important thing about TriFed is because the main focus of TriFed is basically on tribal development and employment generation. So here I have given you that what would be done under this specific initiative. The main purpose, the main important thing that we should remember is it is basically a woman-centered infrastructure. So it will be creating a woman-centered infrastructure, and it will also help in creating innovation and entrepreneurship structure for tribal women in India. Now guys, when this initiative was launched, there was a discussion about a scheme that is by the name of mechanisms for marketing of minor forest produce through minimum support price and development of value chain for MFP scheme. So we have discussed a lot of time about minor forest produce scheme, and if I talk about previous years, so in 2020 this scheme was, I think we could say, in, let's say, PIB. If I talk about PIB, the scheme was very much in use in PIB. Now talking about the scheme, it is a scheme that was launched near 2011, which means it is not a new scheme. Nodal ministry minor forest produce, you could easily relate it to with the tribal affairs, that is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Implementation is done by TriFed along with the government agencies of 21 states of India. Aim simply is, it is being highlighted in the scheme itself, that is it is providing a remunerative and fair prices to the tribal gatherers of forest produce. The objective is, guys, basically to market of non-nationalized and non-monopolized minor forest produce. So this is something very much important. Non-nationalized and non-monopolized minor forest produce, and to help and to create a value chain so that this minor forest produce could be purchased at minimum support price. Now, most important thing that comes to our mind is who will be deciding the minimum support price here. So guys, the minimum support price would be determined by Ministry of Tribal Affairs along with the technical help of TriFed. Then now MSP has been decided. The thing is how it will be purchasing. So now guys, the responsibility of purchasing is basically on the state designated agencies, that this produce has to be purchased at the minor for, that is this purchase of MFP should be done on MSP. It is the sole responsibility of state government. The other important is the initiative. The scheme is getting the power. It is being basically getting the strength under the Forest Rights Act of 2005. So we don't have to get in the detail of the Act of 2005. That is not important for our examination. Okay, now guys, here one thing that I want to discuss with you is there is again a very important initiative that was there in news, that is by the name of Van Dhan Yojana. So this is again an important initiative that you should go through, and this should be your homework of the day. Now moving towards the second news of the day, guys. So second news is basically related to that finance minister has participated in Asian Development Bank Governors Seminar as part of the ADB's annual meeting of 2021. Not talking about ADP. So one thing, before proceeding further, let's have a pause here. Whether we have discussed some initiative related to ADP, yes. Just a 2 to 3 sessions earlier, we have discussed an initiative on ADP. Comment me about that also. The which initiative we have discussed about ADP in our earlier sessions. That is in the month of April. Now, coming back to the news, guys. So ADB has conducted a seminar on the name of Cooperation for a Resilient Future, which is being conducted as a part of its annual meeting for 2021. If I talk about along India, the other participating countries were Japan, Georgia, China, Philippines, and Netherlands. So these were the other participating countries. Now, guys, during this meeting, some important information has been shared by the finance minister. So if I talk about the important information that she has shared, she says that India has been a forefront. India has been a forefront in launching some various important initiatives. The one of the important there that she has highlighted was the SARC COVID-19 Emergency Fund. Then she said India is also being a part of the leading global initiatives like the Accelerator to Access to COVID-19 Tool Accelerator and COVAX initiatives. Now guys, these two initiatives I have discussed with you in the previous session also. You might be seeing that there is a generic mention of some terms that is there in PIB. But when you see at the examination, there is a full-fledged question that has been asked on that specific terms. Now these two terms, there is a generic mention. Now let's discuss about these two funds or what are these initiatives. So first is the SARC COVID-19 Emergency Fund, guys. This is an initiative that has been proposed by the Prime Minister of India. The important is, if I talk about the contribution here, so it is a voluntary contribution nature. It doesn't mean that the states, the countries have a specific standard of contribution. It is not like that. It generally depends on a state, country that how much they want to contribute in this COVID-19 emergency fund. Okay, talking about India, so India's initial contribution is, guys, around $10 million. So India has contributed around $10 million at the initial, as an initial offer under this COVID-19 emergency fund. Now, why this thing is very much important? The important is it would be used to meet the cost of any kind of immediate action by any member, by any SARC member states. They could use this specific fund. Okay, how they will be using? By coordinating through their foreign secretaries and the embassies of the member countries. So through the embassies, guys, as well as the foreign secretaries, this fund could be used. The other important initiative that was highlighted by the finance minister was this access to COVID-19 tool accelerator. As the name is suggesting, access to COVID-19 tool accelerators. So what is this initiative? It is basically a global collaboration. The aim here is basically to accelerate, develop, produce and provide equitable access to COVID-19. That is, what thing would be provided? Tests, treatment and vaccine. So this is something very much important. And now, guys, this initiative you could easily relate. Look at the second wave that we have discussed. Now, what are the concerns? How that is how you could realize the 4 pillars of this initiative. So 4 pillars are: the most important problem that we are facing is diagnostics problems. We are not getting the proper diagnosis. Why we are not getting the proper diagnosis? Because if you are conducting any kind of test, we are not getting the result at proper time. So accelerator, that is diagnostic problem. Second is treatment. We are not getting the proper treatment. Then vaccines, you are not getting the proper vaccine. You are not getting the proper treatment because there is a lack of oxygen supply in India. Vaccines, so vaccine we are not getting the proper vaccine because it is a hoarding of vaccine or there is a shortage of vaccine in some states. Okay. Then the last important thing is our health system has collapsed. So which means health system strengthening is very much important. This is how you could easily remember this access to COVID-19 tool accelerator initiative. Okay. Then the other important thing that was there in which she has highlighted was the COVAX initiative. So COVAX is not another initiative, guys. It is just a sub part of this ACTA, that is access to COVID-19 tool accelerator. COVAX is basically a vaccine pillar of this initiative. So the vaccine pillar is basically COVAX, which is basically being led by Gavi. Gavi, which is a coalition of Epidemic Preparedness Innovation and World Health Organization. Okay, the other important thing is here the purpose is to accelerate the development and manufacture of COVID-19 vaccines, which could be provided to every person in the world. For that purpose, the COVAX initiative was launched by the Gavi Alliance. Okay, so this is the news about the. So see, this is again important thing. The news was about ADB, but the important thing that you should cover, you might skip this thing. So these are important things that you should keep in mind. Okay, so this is the thing which you should have a proper focus. Then coming to the third news says that first installment of around rupees 8,873 crore for the State Disaster Response Fund has been released in advance. So recently, guys, the Department of Expenditure under the Ministry of Finance, on the recommendations of Ministry of Home Affairs, they have released the first advance installment of around rupees 8,073.6 crores. Then, now out of this, the one thing that has been highlighted is that out of this, up to 50%, which means around rupees 4,436.8 crore rupees, guys, can be used by the states under the COVID-19 containment measures. Now, why this thing up to 50% is important here? See, let's discuss. Now, talking about State Disaster Response Fund, guys, so this is basically a fund that has been set up under the Disaster Management Act of 2005. Now, talking about central contribution, guys, so central government contributes about 75% in terms of general category states. So 75% is for general category states, and for special category states, the funding is about 90%. Then the other important thing that you should remember here is this 10% rule. So this is not for everything. It simply says that when the funding is provided, it is basically provided on the notified disasters. But if there is any kind of disaster that has taken place in the context of local context of the state, then the states at emergency, they could use the 10% of the funds that are available to them under the State Disaster Response Fund. For example, immediately a forest fire has taken place. Now they don't have to talk to centers. They could use 10% of the funds because it is a local disaster that has taken place. Okay, but if there is a disaster that has been notified for that purpose, center sells them, which means we have discussed. So now center has said you could use 50% of the fund for COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19 containment. Now, guys, the most important thing are the practice MCQs. So let's discuss our first practice MCQ. The question is very much simple, that this initiative that is by the name of Sustainable Livelihood for Tribal Households in India is being launched by which among the following organization along with the link fund? We know the answer is TriFed, that is option number B. The second question is that is related to a paragraph I have asked you. And the question that I'm asking you is, India has made an initial contribution of how much US million dollars in the SARC COVID-19 emergency fund? So initial contribution we have discussed, it is 10 million US dollars, that is option number C. The last question that I'm asking you is that Ministry of Finance has released how much amount under the State Disaster Response Fund? Very typical kind of question that could be asked in our examination. So the approximately the amount that has been made, that is option number B, around 8,875 crores has been allocated under the State Disaster Response Fund. Other important thing, guys, you should remember is we know 75% under center's contribution is for general categories, for general states, 90% for northeastern states, and 10% states could use in the part of their local calamity. Okay? Then coming to the homework, so homework of the day, guys, is talking about other important initiative that is important for tribal affairs, that is the Van Dhan Vikas Yojana. So this is again an important initiative that you should comment me about, that which is a ministry, what is the objective, what is the target under this Van Dhan Vikas Yojana. So guys, that brings us to the end of the session. So now I want that if you're liking the session, kindly share it with your friends also. And for any kind of query or any kind of suggestion, you could drop us an email. Our email ID is hello@edutab.co.in. You could even place us a call. Our mobile number is 81462 07241. So I hope, guys, the lecture is fruitful for you. So keep learning, guys. Bye-bye.